You'll find her at the Brentwood Farmers Market, surrounded by music, laughter, and the smell of fresh salsa, smiling, dancing, and connecting with everyone who stops by. But behind that energy is a powerful story of resilience, faith, and love. Norma Muhlenbruch is the creator of Norma's Wicked Salsa, a brand born out of her own journey to rebuild her health and rediscover herself. What started as experimenting in her kitchen to make clean food taste better turned into one of the Bay Area's most beloved brands. But this isn't just a business story. It's about what happens when passion meets purpose. When you turn struggle into creativity and build something that feeds not just people, but community. Alongside her husband, Norma has built a brand that's equal parts flavor and heart, rooted in family culture and the belief that hard work and faith can change everything. So today, we're diving into the story behind the spice, the love behind the label, and the woman whose journey proves that purpose can grow from the most unexpected places. This is the Roots of Ambition, and today we're sitting down with Norma from Wicked Salsa.
Welcome
Let's
to the
go.
podcast, Norma.
Did I do all right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
You're
Let's go,
awesome.
man.
Thank you for being here.
Of
Really
course.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me. What a welcoming.
So, let's jump right into this, right? For the viewers, for the people who don't know you, people in Brentwood, across the world, to all the million viewers watching you right now, who is Norma, right? What is she about? Where does she come from?
Well, Norma is a Hispanic woman with a lot of passion, very resilient. Um, I'm all about love, family,
Absolutely.
and friends. I'm very humble. I grew up very humble. So, I'm just a woman that is trying to make her dreams come true.
Right on. Right on. So you're from what part of Mexico are you from?
Monterrey, Mexico.
Monterrey, Mexico. Man, this
And
is
you grew up
great.
there. When did you came to the
So
States?
I moved to United States in 1996.
Okay.
I was 21 years old. And I got married. My ex-husband brought me here. So that's how I ended up in United States. I met my ex-husband in Monterrey in a job that I had there, and he was one of the employees too. And then he moved me here in Napa, actually. I lived in Napa
Okay.
for a couple of years. And then after the divorce, I was single for a couple of years, and then I met the best decision I made in my life.
Right on.
My husband. Yeah. Everybody knows him. I'm Mr. Salsa or Sergeant Delicious.
Yeah.
So
One of the two.
delicious. Huh?
Yes.
So in this podcast, I love to go forward. I like to go backwards. I like to mess around in the middle of your life and just kind of keep the flow going, right? So before we jump into this, I'm curious. I've wanted to put a booth in farmers market, but there's a lot of work that goes into it, right? And I can't even imagine what it's like to get food ready for the farmers market. So what is your morning or even let's even say the night before the farmers market, the preparation, right? What are you getting ready, right? What is your whole drill to get ready for Saturdays?
I have been very, very blessed that I have the best business partner.
Okay.
My husband, I always say he is my chief of operations and I'm the talent.
Right on.
So I know we have this little business that we manage very, very well between the two of us. We go back and forth with ideas, and we go back and forth when something is missing. We remind each other, hey, we're missing this, we're missing that. We have to go to bed early because we get up very early for the farmers market. Well, I make, and this is something that nobody knows really, I make burritos for some of the vendors, breakfast burritos for some of the vendors.
Right on,
I'm like the market
so nice.
mama.
Yeah.
And
well, I know I got to get there early then, bro.
Yeah. What time do we got to be there for the burritos?
Right. So I get up, I get ready while he's preparing the coolers, because we carry electrical coolers with by Jackery, and so we don't use ice. This was his idea, and I love it. And actually, the health department loves us because of that. they think that, oh, this is very good, like, because the temperature is already set, everything is great.
It's consistent.
So he goes and prepares all of that, all the equipment. He loads really everything. I'm over in the kitchen cooking the burritos, because I don't make 2 or 3, I make like a dozen.
Yeah, right.
And in Martinez Farmers Market is 2 dozens.
Wow.
I have more vendors that I feed, that I'm happy to feed. I make and I use all of the product from the farmers market to make the burritos.
That's so awesome.
So I make with eggs, the vegetables, and they give me just take whatever, you're gonna make burritos. So it has become, it's a lot of work to be in the farmers market every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, but it has become like a family to us. That they know us, that we go through stories and their heartaches and things that happen, and we're very protective of each other. When my husband had surgery 4 months ago, he couldn't go to the market with me. I took my son, and the neighbors are a bread guy and is hummus and a flatbread, and they both were very protective. Like, don't worry about it. They told my son, we got you guys, and David is not here, but we're here. And so it's a family to us. It's a family. It's another family, and we miss them. When we don't go to the farmers market, we miss them. And
I bet you they miss you.
I always tell them, you miss my burritos. So I have become, and I always feed the managers of the market. Oh, right. That's always doesn't matter who it is there. I always bring 2 burritos for the manager and the assistant. I feel like people need to I know that they don't eat because they're hurrying up and rushing and stuff, but I started doing that for my husband. I always cook for my husband. I always feed him and, have him happy with a full belly.
That's right. That's right.
So one day, somebody was being really nice in the market, a vendor, and he said, babe, do you mind if we make him a burrito next week? I said, sure. And then we started piling up, and now we have dozens.
Everybody's getting it. Well, you know what they say, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right?
Absolutely.
Do you ever think about adding that as one of your lines?
I've been asked this so many times.
I mean,
good question.
So the vendors actually said, what if you just like sell burritos on the side? And I was like, listen, I have a full-time job because I don't just make burritos. I make burritos. They gotta be like
right on,
like nice homemade chorizo, and I make my own beans, and I'm like, I don't just put something together. No, I think about what today I'm gonna put hash browns in it. Right? Yes. Today I'm gonna put hash brown tomorrow, because I'm not only cooking for them, but I'm cooking for my husband. So to me, it has to be really good because I wanna feed him. Absolutely. Right? So everybody gets to win.
It's a husband treatment.
Right, it's a husband treatment pretty much. So I would not want to add another, especially with food. I mean, it was, to be honest, my to get the permits, it was so hard just for a pre-packed product. With live food, and I've seen it, it's very difficult.
And did you have a background in food, or was this the first?
No, it's the first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you are the perfect candidate for this podcast, right? And let me explain why. Because the whole premise is, like we're talking off air, is about the roots of ambition, is trying to explain to people, right? To start your own business, 99% of us dream about it, right? But none of us take really action on it, right? Because it's hard. It's very hard. It's intimidating. So can you explain the process of, right now you have a full-time job, right? And you're launching your business. How long you been doing it for?
Since 2021.
So 2021. So you've been doing this for 3-4 years now, right?
3.5, yeah.
Right? So can you just kind of explain to the viewers who are watching, who are thinking about doing what you're doing, your process of your full-time job and starting your business, and the amount of hours, and share some stories about some of the goods and the bads and the uglies? Right?
It has been a journey for sure.
Yes.
Really, you can't do this alone. You have to have a really, really good support system at home.
100%.
It's really, you can do it alone, but it will be really, really hard. My husband retired in 2021 from the military, and he went to work for another company. And then after a couple of years, I said, why don't you because my daughter was helping me do all this. First, we decided in 2021, a lot of people, my friends and family, you need to sell this. Like every time they would come to the house or at party, I would bring my salsas.
So that's how it started.
That's how it started.
Okay,
like everybody was like, girl, you gotta sell this. I'm like, who's gonna buy salsas? That's crazy.
Yeah.
If they told me this, I mean, I've been making them for 15 years.
Yeah.
And there I was like, no, it's okay. And no, that's fine. And then one day I looked at my husband and I said, what if I can sell them? He's like, well, start with Facebook and your friends and family and see what they think. So I kind of did a little questionnaire with everybody, like, I'll buy them and this and that, and we started coming with the name. And the name really, we went back and forth with it, and my husband and I and the kids, and, we involved the kids too. It's a family affair. Mm-hmm. And then we finally came up with the name, but then now he tells me, now remember, I live with a military man and a Marine at that. Okay, you got to have processes. woman,
yeah.
This is how. I'm like, well, I wanted to, because I'm the creative. So I'm like, I want this, and I want that, I want this, and this. And he's like, okay, hold on. He kind of like reels me in. I'm the crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, reels me in. Okay, let's just do a list. And he brings his little list, and he starts writing what we got to see, the LLC, you have to do. I mean, it was so much. I was like, I was like, I don't want to do all that.
You're taking the fun out of it.
I used to make my salsa, right? So I got buckled up and I just said, okay, let me just find out. Yeah. I started researching, I'm in the computer every weekend trying to see what do I need to do this? What do I need? Yeah. The most difficult thing was to get a straight answer on what kind of permits I needed.
Yeah.
I mean, it took me a year.
Yeah,
I was
just to figure it out.
Oh yeah, just to figure it out. It took me around a year and a half to get the permit, and now I'm just
to do it legitimately.
Yes. I was like, okay, I have the permit. What do I need? Well, catering, but I'm not a caterer. Like these are salsas that are pre-packed. Well, you can get a cater license, and you can make them on site. That's not who I am. It's not. And I felt like I was speaking in another language.
Right.
Then I went to another source and another source and another source. And finally I found, okay, this is a pre-packed product. I am state license. It's not even county. It's a state.
Oh, really?
So you were asking the wrong people. They didn't even know. Right.
Gotcha.
And when I realized that, I sent the application, I sent the payment, everything, and it took them around 10 months just to reply it and said, we received it.
Wow.
Then they have an interview with me on the phone because now remember, this is kind of like COVID-ish, after COVID.
Right after.
Right. And I had to send labels and it was a whole production. We have grown a lot from when we started. We used to print little labels and the printer was like not working sometimes. I had mason jars and then we weren't finding mason jars anymore. It was so heavy. And then we switched to like the jars that we have now. They're more practical. They're better. They're for food. And it was just the way we started, even my booth, the way we started and the way we are now, it's completely different. But we will walk around the market and we'll watch other vendors' booths. And he would tell my husband would ask me, say, how do you want your booth? How do you ambition? I said, it's gotta be me. Yeah. It's gotta have pink. Yeah. Because it's my favorite color and red. So it's gotta be me. It's gotta be my culture, part of me, And he's got, I wanted to add some parts of him too. I have a sign that says veteran owned because he is as much owner as I am.
Yeah, right.
I have my decorations. They're all local from local vendors that do work on
awesome.
I try to do that a lot.
Yes.
A lot of some noms that I put there, a lot of decorations. If you see my booth has the signs, they're all from a local vendor.
That's super cool.
Yeah, Johnson's Wood, she's great. And then I wanted to put the American flag and the Mexican flag together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even my bracelets and stuff, little details I had, there is always represented the two countries because that's
absolutely
who I am.
Absolutely.
I've been living in the United States longer than I lived in Mexico.
I know that's how I am too.
Yeah,
it's sort of crazy when I think about that.
Mm-hmm. I know the feeling.
Because, it's sort of crazy because my mom is the one that said, you're more American than Mexican. I was like, I've always been Mexican, but
sometimes I get like very passionate about being Mexican, and Aaron's like, you live significantly longer here than you have in Mexico. Right?
I've been living here for 30 years. It's crazy to think that, and I love the opportunity, and I love my country, and this is my country now, and
absolutely,
and it's just. And in my house, to be honest, again, I go back to marrying the right person, the right support system.
Mm-hmm.
My house is run so Mexican. The decorations, I have Mexico everywhere, and the United States too. I have this eagle that has half of the wing is Mexico and half the wing is the United States flag, and they're in the United, you know, and when you go into the house, it's right there.
Oh,
it's
right
beautiful.
On.
And those are all just me, you know. I just always wanted my kids, you know.
Can you send us a picture?
Yeah,
of that?
absolutely. You'll love it. Yeah, you'll love it.
So just really quick, can you explain to the people what your day job is? Like,
so my day job, I'm a broker for corporate benefits.
Okay.
I used to work in Kaiser. I worked for Kaiser for 10 years. And then I moved to the broker side. So the brokers were my clients when I worked in Kaiser, and now I'm their client. So the brokers are the ones that go and do all the benefits for the employees on open enrollment. So right now it's the biggest season for me.
I know.
Yes.
And also the salsas goes kind of slower because it's winter.
Yeah.
So we do take a break from the farmers market. After Thanksgiving. We do
big difference though between your day job and
I'm a corporate girl. I know. When people find out, they're like, "What do you mean? You just make salsas?" That's it. No. No. This is my passion, my hobby, my love. But I am a corporate girl. Yeah, I've been for years. Yeah. So, and I love it. I love my job. I have a great team. I work remote, which has allowed me to get, very creative with my schedule. My boss is great. And I have a really good life and work balance.
Well, what tactics or things that you've learned in the corporate world that you're implementing in your business that are beneficial for you?
This is so good. Such a good question. I'm going to tell you why. I deal with CEOs, HR directors, and CFOs every day, all day. The way that you talk to people.
Yeah.
Right?
That's so important.
Right. And I pretend that everybody is a CEO of their home. So I talk to them the way I want to be talked to, first of all. Now, don't get me wrong. I get one or two that are very aggressive and they're, rude, and that's okay. I smile and I keep moving on.
That's right.
Maybe I'm not for you. I'm not for everybody.
You don't
that's
take it
okay.
personal.
No, I can't.
Right.
Because I feel like even though it's my passion, and I can't call it is my job because it's really not a job for me.
Right.
To be in my booth and to sell my salsas is I connect with people in the same thing, I take it to my job.
Yeah.
So in my job, full-time job, you have to really, being a broker is a very, very, very hard thing nowadays because it's a very cutthroat business.
Yeah.
They can drop you just with a signature in the broker record.
Really?
That's it. Mm-hmm. You're no longer my broker, somebody else's. Period.
Ouch.
But so why they stay with me is the treatment, is the loyalty, is the kindness, is that way I talk to you and I'm going to tell you, listen, this is not for your company. Don't go with it.
Yes.
I'm being honest. And I try to be as honest as I can with everybody. I try to be genuine.
Yes.
That's just, I think it's just.
It shows. I mean, when you're in the market, you definitely know where you are. Like there's like a glow around your whole booth.
So and that's why I told you, like, the salsa already had my attention, but we went out there and I told you, like, you just stuck out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? Like in a great way, great way.
But everybody leaving, I've never seen anybody leave your area without a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you passed by there. I was gonna stop. I think it was last weekend that we were there, or the weekend before. And then there was something going on with my kid, and I was right in front waiting because you had some people. Mm-hmm. I wanted to come and say hi since you were going to be on the podcast. And it's funny because I was dealing with some stuff, watching the whole interaction, and it was just like, it was like you were touching everybody and making them happy. Like, okay, you can go now. Happy, next one.
That's so nice. Yeah. I love my clients. They're very loyal. Sometimes they just come to say hello. Yeah. Like I'm good right now, but I just wanted to say hi. Or they haven't, for example, when my husband was in surgery, he didn't show up for a couple where's Mr. Salsa?
Yeah.
I mean, they're concerned.
Mr.
They're like,
Salsa, I love it.
They're concerned, right?
Yeah.
And we don't show up one day at the farmer's market. They're like, well, what happened? Are you guys okay?
Oh.
I mean, they send me Instagram messages. Are you
That's
guys good?
awesome.
Are you gonna be there? And you're gonna? I mean,
That's awesome.
it goes beyond a business.
Absolutely.
It goes beyond a business.
Relationships.
It's the relations, the human relationships. Yeah. And I believe in my heart that people are starving for them.
Yeah.
People are starving.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, especially nowadays. And
Because a lot of the interactions on the social media and text and stuff, they're not real. They're missing the heart.
Right. I had a little. I was interacting with. I was doing vendor events for the Urban Edge. A couple of years, and this was the only year that I didn't do it. And one of the vendors would send me an Instagram. I never met her, and she's like, I want to be in your event, but I already had what she made, that vendor, so I never repeated the same vendor. I said, I'm sorry, but maybe in the next one, I'll have you. So one day I went to the Makers Boulevard in downtown Brentwood, where the farmers market is by the park.
Yeah.
And I heard Norma across, and then I turned around and I said, it's me, she says. And I saw her booth and I realized that was the lady. I said, hi, how are you? And she's like, oh my God, I finally meet you. It's like, you are as nice as your videos. Because I was I was hi, and I thought, how are you? And, I was happy to see her, that I finally met her.
Right.
And when she told me that, I was like, I never thought that people think that I'm nice on my videos. Because to me, it's like, it's a video that my daughter half of the time makes me do because of the social media, right? And I'm like, I'm old fashioned, I'm like, when I started the business, like, I've opened a Facebook and my dad is like, Mom, that's not a thing. That's like, open the Instagram. I'm like, I don't want to deal with all that. But you have to. Like, that's like the thing, right?
Yeah.
So now that I kind of got a hang of it, and even though I'm still very private on the Instagram for business, I still like to share good things with clients.
Absolutely.
And, people love it. And I will post a flyer, and I would say the same on a video. I didn't even look at the flyer, but they will look at the video. So I realized, okay, it was people just want the interaction. They want to feel that you're talking to them, right? And I love that. They
want to be part of your journey,
right? So, and I never realized that until I started to get more familiar with social media.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter now is going to turn 25.
Oh, okay. So she's in that age where she understands the whole social media.
Absolutely.
Right
and she would tell me,
how many kids do you have?
I have 4.
Right on.
4 kids. Yeah, we have 3 adult kids, and our baby is 15. So he's 6'3", but he's 15.
What?
6'3".
Yeah.
Oh, he's
my
a
little
horse,
giant.
dude. He's a horse.
He's a little giant. Yeah, with the stash and the whole thing. And,
so I got to ask you this question from a woman's point of view, and you touched on it a little bit, but because I'm gonna ask you this question because it's so important in business and more important in life. How important is it to have a good partner, to marry a good partner, to spend your life with this partner? How important are they to your business and helping you succeed in life? Because a lot of people, they get that wrong, right? Or they like myself, you get married young and it's just the wrong partner to have, right? And then you stumble across and then you find someone like you guys, like, man, now I get it. I get what having a really good partner does to you here and here, right? How important is that from a woman's point of view? So
it's very, very important.
Yeah.
I never call my former marriage a failure because I learned from it.
Right.
So you 100%. Can never really think that you're failing because I learned from it. I was very young.
I like that.
And when I knew that it wasn't going to work, I left. Okay. I was 24 with a 2-year-old in a foreign country. I was just living here for 4 years.
Wow.
And I decided to stay for my son because I thought he's an American citizen. I'm going to stay here for him. Yeah. But I was like, that time in my life was really, really tough. I mean, my mom still tells me, I cannot believe you did that. Because I had no family here.
Oh,
no.
You're on the island by yourself.
Yes, by myself.
Wow.
Trying to make ends meet for him and me. Went to the whole court, for all of the divorce and child support and child, custody and all this battle. And, I was in a pretty tough situation. I mean, I remember a couple of nights I had to eat his leftovers because I had no food for me, but I had food for him.
Right. Wow.
So it was pretty tough. That life was pretty tough. So that taught me that I have to, because I was a young parent, have a good father figure for my son.
Absolutely.
Not only a man for me, because I feel like, I was dating and stuff, but it wasn't, I'm a tough dater. I was a tough dater. I'm not a single person. I'm not a good single person. I don't like to deal with BS. I just don't, so I wanted somebody, and I think it worked because he had kids.
Okay.
So when I met him and he told me he had 2 kids, I had 1, and they were all under 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was newly divorced too. And it has been tough. I mean, marriage is hard. Yeah. Marriage is work. And when I say that, a lot of people think, well, I don't want to work, I want to be in a honeymoon. But you can be in a honeymoon too, but you have to work to be in a honeymoon.
Yes.
Right? Being a military wife has always been also very challenging. I never knew how to do it. I didn't have anybody in the military in my family. I didn't know anything about the military. I didn't understand why he had to go and deploy, why he had to leave me and the kids. I didn't know. I didn't understand it. I accepted it and I respected it.
Right.
And I supported him, but I never understood it.
Right.
I always told him, I'm always going to have your back and I'm always going to wait. Just come back.
Yeah.
Always. So it is a very, very important thing to have a woman that understands your needs and wants.
Absolutely.
But it's the same important for you to understand your woman's emotional side.
Yeah.
100%.
And women are very emotional. We're very emotional. And I think that what disconnects in a couple is when the man doesn't connect with the emotional side, which I've seen that a lot. And I'm very, very, very grateful that my husband has always connected with my emotional side, because I can get really emotional, especially on a night of 50. It's like one day I'm like, I want to cry today. He's like, what? Okay, what do you want me to do? So just hug me. Yeah. Okay, he hugs me, and I don't want him to ask any questions. Don't ask me any questions. I'm emotional. I don't. And he just quiet and said, why are you quiet? You told me not to ask any questions. It's like, and it's...
We all been there.
You can't win. But you just have to understand. It's almost like you ended up being with somebody that you have to enjoy each other's company as well.
Of course.
One thing we always did, and it's important too for me to say this, we always dated. Even with the kids little, my mom would come from Mexico and stay over the summer for us to work. And we always took a night every other week or maybe once a month, whenever we could. And it didn't have to be expensive. Sometimes we'll go walk in the park, make some sandwiches or some burritos.
It's about connection, not necessarily.
It's about the connection, always.
Absolutely.
He loves to communicate with me. His love language is communication. He likes to communicate. I'm more touchy. I'm very affectionate. He wasn't at the beginning, but I'm very touchy, affectionate. And one day I remember I told him, I know you're not very affectionate, but why are you complaining? Like, it could be worse. I might not want to even give you any attention. Yeah. And now it's like, if I'm not affectionate, are you mad? What's going on? He's so used to it. I know he is. Yeah. And my favorite, when we were dating and I was just being me and I call him Papi.
Yeah.
He looks at me and says, what did you say? And I said,
say that again.
I said, I called you Papi. He's like, I like that. And now I'm like, oh, you do, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I found a good spot right there.
So we raised 4 beautiful kids.
Awesome.
We're a blended family. I remember when we were dating, he told me, I don't only need a woman for me, I need a mother for my kids. And the same with me.
Same.
So my son, the son from my prior marriage, he turned 18, and his 18th birthday, he changed his last name to Muhlenbruch.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
As an honor to his dad.
How long you guys been married?
We've been married for 22 years, 25 together.
That's awesome.
Respect, bro. That's awesome, man. Yeah. You did a great job, brother. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm very proud of my family. I mean, it has been up and down. We've gone through a lot of losses, family, that, we have gone through sickness and health, really, literally, the poorer and richer. Like we have always, but I've always been a hustler. I've always been a hard worker. And that's how I grew up,
Where
do you think you get that from?
My mother.
Yeah.
Ooh,
absolutely,
let's talk about
100%. My mom.
Right.
My mom is a little 4'9", firecracker Mexican woman that...
Was she single too, or did you have your father? Or?
I did. I did. I don't have a connection or a contact, or haven't seen my dad in probably 18 years, something like that. So we grew up. It was a tough situation in my house. She was always working, and I was working to help her with everything in the house. My oldest brother was in medical school. He's a plastic surgeon in Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
right
he does very well for himself. And the younger is a engineer, industrial engineer in Texas. Yeah.
What did your mom do for work?
My mom was a baker. She never really had an education. She was a secretary when she was growing up, and my dad, didn't work, so he would just be there, and we were always so you see a lot of things about me. I don't ever talk about him because I don't remember him really being like the teacher. The teacher was my mom. Like, my mom was the one that is like, I would tell her, Mom, but what if this happens? Said, why you worry? If it doesn't happen, okay. If it happens, okay. She's like the best. Or she would say, it doesn't rain forever.
Yes.
It doesn't rain forever.
It doesn't rain forever.
No.
She will always tell me, or I said, Mom, I have this idea. And look, my brothers will always call her, right? And now that we're adults, like, Mom, we have this idea. My brother, the oldest, is trying to open another clinic. And what do you think? I said, Mijo, the sky is the limit. Well, what if I fail? You get up and you go and do it again. She's just like it's so easy for her to say this, and it makes you think like, okay, I believe in you. You need to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
She struggled a lot. I remember that there was a time when we had to pay for my brother's school, and I was working to help. And she went to pick. Oof, I'm gonna get emotional.
It's all right.
She went to pick cotton in the fields.
Wow.
And it's really hard for me. I was 17 years old. And she came back and her hands were destroyed. She was really, really just dark from the sun. And I remember I would never live like this. I remember I said to myself, I will never live like this. And I especially will never live with a man like that.
Beautiful.
So the support of the spouses is so important because my mom didn't have it.
Yeah. Right.
And I grew up like that. So to me, I was going to find that male that was going to have my back. I needed a man that was going to not only be a man, but act like one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And my mom didn't have that. And she had to do it on her own. And my brothers and I just embrace her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we love, who she is. And she's still a firecracker. She's still, if you guys meet her, you'll be like, oh, that's
Does
what
she
you're
live here?
married. And she lives in Texas now. She goes back and forth. I got her to be, American citizen. I arranged all of that for her. David and me, actually, because she needed a sponsor. And my husband was like, I'll sign anywhere.
Yeah, I did the same thing for my mom.
Yeah, anywhere. I'll sign anywhere. And it changed her life. She got married again. She divorced my dad. After I was pregnant with my first son, a long time ago, divorced him. And I thought that would never happen. And I left before that ever happened. And that's one of the main reasons I left, because of the life at home.
Yeah.
And when this happened, I was like, you're what? Because that didn't happen in my family. Like, you're divorced? What? And
you have to make it work.
Then a few years after, she got married again. She's married now.
How was that conversation with your mom when you decided to get a divorce?
She knew.
She knew it was coming.
She knew. Well, she knew I was very strong, and I've always been very ballsy, very, very strong, and I am very daring. And I said, Mom, it's just not gonna work. Hi, mija, but you have a baby.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, and you had 3, and you did it. So I know, but you're alone. You have nobody there. And I said, I'm gonna figure it out, Mom. I can't be in a situation where I'm being mistreated.
Absolutely.
And I'm getting put down. And I was at my lowest. I never thought that I would ever feel that way. Yeah. My confidence was in the floor. I was very overweight. I just didn't have a partner. Mm-hmm. We never talked. I slept in the other room with the kids. It was bad. It was so bad. And I thought 4 years is enough. Yeah. And again, I went back to growing up and what I was seeing. I don't believe that that's marriage.
Right.
I believe that I can break the cycle.
Absolutely.
So I moved on, I divorced and then remarried, and then, we have made what we have now because we are always constantly working on each other. And we have some bad days, and are you grumpy today? Yeah. Okay. Well, don't talk to me. Okay. I'll talk to you. Whatever.
You're human.
But we try not to take it personal because we're very passionate, the two of us, right? And it's like we're the same person almost. Yeah. And that sometimes can be a very bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then, I'm in my masculine, side, and he doesn't want that. So I have to kind of tone it down, and I have to be on my feminine, side. So I was like, okay. So, and again, he's an alpha. I'm an alpha woman.
Yeah.
And I knew, my mom told me this, listen, this guy, when she met him, he's a strong personality like you.
Yeah.
You're going to have to tone it down, mija, because if no, this is not going to work. You can't treat him like any guy, he's a strong man. But I like that. I needed that.
Yeah.
I couldn't be with a man that I could walk all over.
Right.
Because I'm too strong personality.
Yeah.
So he humbles me, and when I and I tell him to listen, I didn't like this, and okay, I'll change it. And we try. Sometimes we have to talk about it again.
It's definitely key, right? Communication.
Oh yes, yeah. And sometimes we're not very good at it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, we're not.
Especially when the passion gets in the way.
Right. Emotional side, and he's more just black and white.
Right.
And
right.
We're not like that, right? And like he tells me, well, you can be black and white with everybody else, but not with me. I said, because I don't want to hurt your feelings. You're my husband. You're my baby, right? But I get it. I mean, sometimes I have to be just more direct because remember, he's the military guy. He's like direct, either yes or no. There's not a maybe with them. Yeah. So it's been sometimes a challenge, but it's fun to grow. I couldn't pick a better person for me. To grow all together has been an honor.
Man,
I can feel it. As soon as you guys walked in, it's like, and even just the questions that I asked you before, like, and I listened to a podcast you did before, and the way you speak about him is awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But so the story about your divorce and stuff is such a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes from a man perspective, right, like we can leave, and often men do, and leave the kids behind, and it could be less of a burden if you're a shit man, to be honest. If you're not a real man, you can just say, I take off and leave it behind.
Right.
But, the moms are so amazing, right? You have to take care of your kids, and you just have just a different way of being. So there's many people right now in similar situations. So what would you tell somebody that is going through maybe a bad relationship and they're afraid to leave because they have kids? They have to take care of them. They have to feed them. Like,
half of my family was in my side, and half of them were like, what are you going to do? Don't leave.
They're very traditional.
Yeah, very traditional. My family is very traditional. I have always been the out of the box person in my family. They always told me I shouldn't be Mexican because I'm like way too crazy. They always told me that. My brother still told me that. I'm the only girl, so they always tell me that. I believe that you have to love yourself more than you love the situation where you are. Because even though you might not love it, it's easier to stay. But then you lose yourself. So what's the price? Right? So what's the price? Do you want to move on? And listen, it's going to be hard. You're going to be cold. You're going to be hungry. You have kids. I get it. But if you have the will to, I want a better life for me, for my son. Well, this is a better life because he makes the money, right? Well, yeah, I understand. But if I can be a better me, I can give my son the life that he deserves.
Yeah.
So to me, you have to love more yourself than you love the easy way out. And then sometimes it's not easy. There's no easy way out. But I believe that if I can do it, this immigrant Mexican little 24, 25-year-old girl, with a 2-year-old baby that didn't know anybody here. I had a couple of friends and that's it. Anybody can do it. You just have to reach out and you have to just struggle because it's going to be a struggle. I mean, It is. I think that's why I am So, so not, and this is going to be surprising for you guys, but I'm not materialistic at all.
Right.
I'm very feminine. I'm very girly, but I'm not like, my husband's like, what would we do if we, like, we were trying to move from Pittsburgh. We were used to live in Pittsburgh. And we're like, when everything 2008, everything flipped, all of the mortgages and everything.
Yeah.
What if we lose the house? I said, okay, we'll just get into another one.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? Like, the kids grew up in here. And like, honey, it's just a house. And he could not believe that I was saying this thing because they were so attached to the house. And I never understood that. I don't get attached to cars. I don't get attached to houses, the furniture,
any
the things,
objects,
nothing materialistic. I to me, we'll just start all over again.
Yeah. You can replace that. You can't replace this. Right.
So to me, I think it also comes from my growing up. Like, I didn't have a lot. My mom tried to cook as good. I to be honest, I don't remember a bad meal.
With your mom?
With my mom.
What was your favorite meal as a kid with her?
It was, she used to make tamales y frijoles rancheros.
Cool.
But because I didn't know this, but that was the cheapest thing to make.
Yeah,
and I didn't know that.
Masa,
I didn't know that. Yep. And also, and this is sort of, my brothers kind of make fun and laugh about it now, but my mom gets really sensitive about it. But I remember she used to make these flautas. They were delicious. She put like the cabbage and the salsas and the crema and they were beautiful. Always percentage, always.
Oh.
But they didn't have any meat because we didn't have many.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were just raw tortillas.
Yep.
We never knew that until the oldest. The oldest is the one that picks everything and opens everything and wants to see what's in it. He still does it. And he's like, Ma, there's no meat in here. And my mom is like, just eat it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, or sopita de letras, or, with beans. And I don't remember ever, like, being hungry or being, or not eating right. That's why she always will make, with one leftover, she will make 4 different dishes.
Wow.
So
my mom will get like a piece of carne asada and then cut a bunch of chunks and then make sopa de letras.
Yeah.
And you just put a little piece in each sopa,
right,
just so it has that carne taste, but really you're eating like a piece this big, right?
Right.
Dang.
But when you're eating it as a kid, to your point, like I've never really thought until later. I was like, oh wait, that's why we did that, because we no.
So really quick, when you came to the States, did you speak any English over here?
Very, very little.
Very little.
Yeah.
So how did you get from that position? Because I think that's an important part of the story, right? Is that the day that you made that decision to leave, to getting your first job, right, and being able to provide for your son, right? How was that quick era? If you can give us just that experience.
So I worked when I was married.
Okay.
As a temp in a temp agency.
Okay. Doing
just administrative work.
Okay.
Just kind of like a receptionist and things like that. I knew my English was very limited, and I worked really hard at it because I knew that I had to. Right.
What kind of things were you doing to learn?
Watching American cartoons.
Okay.
Is the best way because I speak the best English for the kids.
Yeah.
I tried to read a lot. I'd ask a lot of questions. Unfortunately, my partner back then would make fun. Or will tell me, oh, you're stupid or whatever, So to me, I was like, okay, I can't. That's when I knew he's not for me.
Wow.
But I also knew that I had to get better.
Yeah.
And not only that, but, I went through some prejudice situations where, I would speak with a very, very thick accent and people would be rude about it. Where it became kind of sad for me that, because to me, I thought I will help somebody they didn't know, right?
Right.
But
not a lot of people are like that.
No. So, I knew, I'm smart enough. I know I'm going to learn a language. And I'm never going to get rid of my accent because I think it's part of me. It used to bother me a lot. And then I met this beautiful man that I married. And he's like, that is so damn sexy. I was like, oh, maybe I should not work with the real man. He's like, really, babe, that's so, when we were dating, he told me, that is so sexy. I'm like, I never thought it that way. I thought it like people see me like I have a disability. And I hated that because, even in corporate world, I had situations where people were like, "Oh, I'm sorry. What would you say?" And either was smile, and I said, "Oh, did I stutter?" Or so I will be.
You have to own it.
Right, and I made fun of myself. I'm like always making fun of myself. Things my kids like, "Mom, that's not how you say it." I said, "Well, I like it that way." Like sayings, American sayings, they don't make sense to me still.
Yeah.
Like you're a cheap skate. Yeah. To me, like, why is it skate cheap? So I used to say cheap snake because it's more insulting. So to me, it's like, right? And people laugh, but I'm thinking seriously, it's just funny because it's like, what do you mean? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or like when my friend said, "Oh my God, a dirty Sanchez," they call it. And I'm like, why is not Dirty Smith? Why is got to be a Dirty Sanchez? And she was cracking up because to me, the translation doesn't make sense. Right. So.
No, I know the feeling for
right.
sure.
So it's, people laugh and I make fun of myself. I always make fun of myself. And I always, when the kids hear me talking in Spanish or cursing in Spanish, they know. Oh, shit. Something happened. Right. And,
everybody runs,
oh,
bro.
yeah. And we raised them. My husband has always been very strict with the kids. I grew up in a very, Mexican, very, 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 very traditional.
Yeah.
And the same with me. What did you say? Who do you, I used to have to look at my kids and they're like, "Oh, what, Mom? What did I do?" And like these little blonde kids telling me, "Mama, what did I do?" And it was fun because so they don't see an accent in me. Yeah. My kids, when people ask, "Oh, your mom has an accent," my dad is like, "Huh? No, she doesn't."
Yeah.
And I think it's hilarious because I hear myself on camera. I've heard myself talk and I'm like, "Oh my God." How did you understand what I'm saying? But, it's just part of me and it's never going to be different. I'm never going to change it. No matter what.
Have your kids ever, my kids do this, there's been a few words that I realize I've taught them wrong over the years because of my English and my accent. And especially now, like my 14-year-old is like, I've been saying this wrong the whole time because you told me that's what, because I'm saying it the way I say it. So they always make fun of me for that. It's like, you've been saying it wrong the whole time. And I'm saying it to my friends and now they make fun of me.
So my kids would correct me. My husband would not. Because he thinks it's very cute. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to look cute, stupid. Just tell me how it is. Like, well, and he tries to tell me. Yeah. And I say it again, like I butcher it. And then I'm like, okay. I also have always been very, very, very hard on working when I'm at work. Yeah. My grammar, I check my emails. Yeah. That was one thing that
it's extra work.
When people wanted to, like when people would give me some feedback, especially bosses that I had or whatever, I was very offended. I took it very offended, like, oh my God, and because I was embarrassed. Right. Then later on, I thought, I can learn from this. Uh-huh. And some people along my life took the time to say, "Hey, you know what? Why don't you get this and you can Google this or you can do that or you can, now remember, Google didn't exist back then when I started working, right? But I tried to like use other words and I notice when I'm nervous, my accent is really, really thick.
Me too.
And when I'm mad. Yeah. But I try to be in a meeting with a client and I want to make sure that the client doesn't see an accent. They see a professional that happens to have an accent.
Bingo. Yeah.
So it's really important for me that they see that because, believe me, at the beginning of my career, when I switched careers to Kaiser and all that, I was always nervous that, that they would, it's not even my color. They can't see me, but they can hear me.
Yeah. Right.
So it was that like, and I was in a member services one day in Kaiser and this lady came in and she saw me and the first thing she said, "I don't want to talk to you. You don't speak English."
Wow.
And I smiled and I said, "Well, I do, but if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine." Yeah. So I called a coworker and the coworker took care of her. But, situations like that, right? I don't take them personal anymore. They have happened a couple of years ago.
Stuff like that still kind of happens?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. I'm going to say like around 5 years ago, I was in another broker firm and they sent me to talk to a new client. "I'm going to introduce yourself. This is a new client for us," and blah, blah. So I called. And I introduced myself, and before I even finished the sentence, she said, "I'm going to stop you right there. I don't do accents. I don't want to talk to you. Tell them to send somebody else."
Wow.
So I composed myself, hung up the phone. I said, "Okay, how do I take that?" And I said, okay. I had to kind of, because it shocks you.
Yeah,
right.
It shocks you.
It does.
Absolutely.
I said, okay. So I talked to my boss. Listen, she doesn't want to talk to me because this she was more offended than me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the CEO of the company said, listen, this is not going to be a partnership. We're going to let go of the client. Because this is not what we want to do here.
That's awesome.
So I thought it was great. I said, and then he asked me, what would you do if I tell you I can't fire her as a client? And you still, I think he was testing me. And he said, and you have to still service her account. And I said, listen, she's the one with the problem, not me.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest you talk to her. I'm okay. You can bring me a client like that, or a client that is not listening, or a client that is difficult. They're all the same. I still have to service the account. I still have to do my job.
Yeah.
So I'm not the one with the problem. Just people think that because I speak with an accent, I think with one.
Yeah.
I'm a very smart person,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very articulate. So if they don't take the time to know that about me, then that's on them.
Yeah,
I
that's a
cannot
lot for
feel
them.
right. I cannot feel self-conscious or feel less anymore. I already felt that way.
Yeah.
I grew up and and again, it goes back to the good partner.
Yeah.
My husband has always been my biggest fan. And when something has happened like that, he gets very protective,
Yeah, I bet.
and he's like, F these people and F that people. Don't worry about that. You're great. You're the most smart person I ever known. And he just, he's like, you know what? Yes, I am that. And unfortunately, sometimes it takes another person to tell you that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we believe the bad
Sometimes
things
we
about
need that.
ourselves
Yep.
more than the good. But when you have that person that's going to pump you up.
But you're saying something very important, and like I'm sure you have friends and family Latinos that maybe are also still learning English, and I do for sure. And oftentimes you see people that have been here for many years and they don't learn the language, and oftentimes it's because of that. It's because they get ridiculed, they they feel uncomfortable, they're like nervous, because I've also been through it. It's not fun when you're in, like, I'm also in the corporate world, and I've been in situations where either somebody on purpose did something, or sometimes it's not on purpose. But if you're in a group of corporate individuals and somebody's like, what did you say? I didn't understand. It's just, you start second guessing yourself. You start feeling like a shame, or like, oh my God. And then the accent comes out even more because you're like, like
you're
you're
nervous.
nervous.
Right.
You're very nervous.
Right.
But oftentimes that's the thing, is like people don't do. But the reality is we're in this country, right? When you have to be able to communicate. If you want to grow, if you want to communicate with people, anything, you just have to.
Yeah.
My mom has been here 5 or 6 years, and so that's what I tell her. Like, she actually had to make this phone call yesterday, and so she called my wife. She's like, "Can you help me make this phone call?" And so my wife's like, "Yeah, remind me later. I need to help your mom with this." So then I called my mom and I was like, "Mom, I love you. I'll help you if you need to, but you can do it. Like, do it. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll call. But like, you have to step out of your comfort zone."
You can't care.
No, you cannot care. Who cares?
If not, you'll never grow.
Yeah, who cares?
And to be honest, it's not even because of the language. It's also just a person. Like, it could be just an English speaker. If you are not out there and you're not put yourself out there, I mean, you're never going to grow. You can't care about what people think. I mean, I used to say that, but not really think it in my 20s, 30s. I'm about to be 50. I don't care. For real. I care about what my husband thinks. I care about what my kids feel, because I don't care about what they think either. They're just my kids. I love them to death. They're adults. They're grown. But I care about their feelings. But I definitely don't care about what people think and how I communicate. Like in my book, at the beginning, I was like, one of the fire has serranos and habaneros. So I used to say serranos, habaneros, and people like, what was the pepper? And I said, you know what? Serranos and habaneros. Oh, habaneros. And I'm like, okay, I just said that. Right? But they wouldn't get it. Right? So I said, I got to be me. I have to speak like you say the peppers, like jalapenos. And, and people, and I think that people appreciate that. Because people like, it's her.
Because you're owning it. It's you. It's your voice.
Exactly. I'm owning my Mexican vibe. I'm owning my Hispanic, influence. I'm owning all of it, because this is who I am. I can't pretend to be somebody else. I never have. But I also think that because I'm always been so hungry to just be better, do better, have more, take care of my family, is that, okay, so I need to be better on these emails, on my grammar. Okay, then I have to practice this. So I have to do this. And reading and,
So you bring up a good point. So you're very strong, you're very confident, you're brave, you believe in yourself, right? You've gone through a hard life. You've experienced a lot of ups and downs. What kind of how do you coach that into your kids, or do you have trouble coaching that all of your experiences and your wisdom into pushing that, trying to instill it into? Because I know that they're not going to get everything. They do become their own person. But I think as parents, we try to guide them and try to give them as much as we can. How do you go about coaching that into your kids?
We have always tried to work really hard to make sure our kids didn't grow up entitled. Mm-hmm. We made sure that you didn't get anything you didn't earn. Mm-hmm. Whether it's chores since they were 5 years old. I mean, I remember my daughter coming from high school, like, Mom, my friends wanted to get together, but I had to do my chores. And they were like shocked I had chores. Do they kids don't have chores in the house? Right. She was shocked that she thought that everybody did it. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't care what they have or not. You're doing your chores before you go out.
Right.
So
that's how it is in our house.
Right. I mean, chores. Whether it was bathrooms, mopping, sweeping, and my husband was like, if I was doing something that one of the kids was doing, then why is my wife doing your job? Mm-hmm. Like that was not happening in the house. Mm-hmm. The boys. Daddy's not gonna be here, so you guys are gonna take care of the house. And they were little, right? Okay, Daddy. And we try to always make sure that they stay humble. Mm-hmm. When you think you know it all, because normally teenagers think that way. When you think, and I always tell my kids, I always talk to them about relationships. Yeah. I always tell the boys, listen, everybody gets their heart broken. But I think that you should do this, and I would teach him more emotional things. My husband was more the financial side. Okay. Listen, boy, you got to do this, and that to set yourself up. My dad told me this. You have to be smart with your money. You have to do this. You have to work hard. And I always tell them, you can never have anything without sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Anything. If you do it because it was handed to you, or it was passed down to you, or it was, what they call the wealth, the when you pass down the wealth from from a grandparent or
an inheritance.
Yes, and all of that. And it's not going to happen with us. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a couple of months ago, just to tell you how we always thought, my husband was talking about our second child. He's very good with money. He's always investing. He's always doing a little something. He's in San Francisco State. He was in the Navy. And my oldest was in the Army. Yeah.
Right on.
And we were saying that, we need to build that, generational wealth. Like, I said, excuse me? What do you mean? Like them getting our money? We have all of that set up. But I said to him, I'm working this hard for us.
Yeah.
They can work hard to make their own money. Mm-hmm. I planned to spend absolutely to the last penny when I retire. I want to travel. I want to see places. I want to see places I never thought I would see. I want to do things. I'm not saving this money for them.
Yeah.
They can work as hard as we did for themselves because they would appreciate their money and their life more if they do it that way. Yeah. So the kids know this. The kids know that they have to work hard. The kids don't get hand-me-downs. The kids don't get, hey, Mom, well, I spent my money on this. Okay. What's going on? Why are you calling? Are you being smart with your money?
Yeah.
Are you not?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Right? So, especially when you don't live with us anymore.
Yeah.
My kids, at 18 years old, they knew they had to pay rent to live in the house. Mm-hmm. And you had to be in school.
Absolutely.
Both.
Good, yes.
And if you weren't in school, you decided not to, it's fine. But then you have to have a plan to leave the house. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm mom.
Yeah.
So I'm always, Mijo, food is ready, and I make the life very easy. My husband is not the same. He'll make sure it makes them very uncomfortable so they can leave soon. 1920, What are we doing?
Yeah.
You know, my daughter moved out this year. I was really tough for me. You know, at 24, she graduated and everything, and she has a great job. And
right on.
She lives with her boyfriend, but it was very tough for me. Yeah. I was very tough. Yeah, because I was my that's, my little girl. Yeah. That's like my baby. So now, I thought, but it was a good thing because I feel like our relationship would not get as stronger now as it was because it was getting kind of tough, because she was grown up. She's like, I want to do my thing. I want to do. And I never experienced that because I left at 20 and I was married. So I never really experienced that. And in Mexico, you don't do that. In Mexico, you leave the house until you get married. So it's just, that's what I thought was going to happen in my house with my baby, that she was going to stay there until she got married. But, I was wrong. So, we tried to teach him. Yeah, we tried to teach him, especially with her. With her, I tried to teach her. I always tell her, one time she was acting out. She was acting like a little princess. And I said, I'm not raising a princess. I'm raising a boss.
Ooh, that's
you remember
right.
that.
That's
I'm
right.
raising a boss. There is no princess here. The only queen here is me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Let's get that right.
Yeah.
Right now.
I've always told her that. It's still now. Remember, you were raised to be a boss.
That's what I tell my girls all the time.
Yeah. I tell her, you don't rely on a man. I don't care how great he is to you. You be your own woman and you make your own money.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's another lesson I learned very, very young, that I had to be very independent. Yeah.
So you said at one point that you gained a lot of weight.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, you're looking beautiful now. You're doing great.
Thank you.
I blew up to 375 pounds.
Wow.
I was stressed out with work, doing a lot of other substances I shouldn't have been doing. All the tacos, a lot of beer. But now, fast forward 5 years later, I've lost almost 100 pounds.
Congratulations.
100%.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
That's a huge compliment.
100% more aware of what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, when I'm drinking it, right? The amount of sugar I'm, consuming. I'm just a lot more aware now, right?
Yeah.
What was it you did, or how did you get to the point you're at now?
The salsas have a lot to do with this.
Okay.
This is how I started the salsas.
Okay.
World.
That's what I wanted. Yes.
I just had my 15-year-old. I was the heaviest I've ever been. I was 278 pounds.
Wow.
When I went to the doctor and he weighed me. I remember, I would never forget that day because I was so depressed. I left the doctor's office and feeling like, oh my God, I'm 36 years old and I'm borderline diabetic. Like I can't, and I had diabetes when I was pregnant. I had to shoot insulin in my stomach.
Oh, no way.
Wow. And it was bad. It was bad. And here is my husband, fit as hell, working out all the time, looking great, and 9 years older than me, and we look the same age.
Wow.
Right? It was the worst shape health-wise that I've ever been. And you can just, I can just blame, I was pregnant and I was just eating it for two and I was doing, I was living a very unhealthy life. And this is something that my husband and I always argued about it. Babe, you want to go for a walk with me? No, I don't want to go for a walk. Our lives in that way were very, very different. He lived a very fit life and I didn't.
He would ask you to go to a walk with him. Okay.
You want to go to the gym? No. But I was embarrassed. I didn't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I went to him and I said, I found this flyer I was leaving the hospital and I saw a flyer of a bariatric surgery. And I told my husband, I found this flyer about this new procedure. It's called the sleeve. And it's not so invasive. And I think, I wanted it. He looks at me and like always said, is this going to make you happy? And I said, I really need help. I need help. I'm to the point where like all these JoJo diets are just not working.
Yeah.
And I was tired of my excuses and myself because you don't get that way by but I don't eat a lot. I was off. I mean, I was just eating all kinds of
everything,
junk.
Yeah.
And not working out or nothing. I mean, I think my life then, what it is now, and it's like I'm a completely different person. And so I had the sleeve surgery.
Okay.
And I lost around 120, 130 pounds from that.
Right on.
And then the first 6 months is really when it works, 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, because then your stomach is back to normal.
Right.
I've known people that had it and bounced back because they didn't change their habits.
I didn't bounce back. I bounced back for around 40 pounds. but not really like the 100. So I went back, but then I started working out and lifting weights. He introduced me into the weightlifting world. I got beat by the iron, like he calls it. I love it. I fell in love with the weightlifting. I fell in love with what it would also put to the body. I started working out like hardcore though, like boot camps, CrossFit. I mean, I was doing everything.
Right on.
And then I started meal prepping. The big, scary word, meal prepping, because it's a lot of work.
Yes.
So I started thinking, okay, I have to be more creative because you can get very bored with meal prepping if you don't know how.
Right.
So it was good for him and it was good for me and my other kids. You know, they're all new. Everything is prepared. You just have to pull a Tupperware and eat. Literally like that.
Yeah.
And then one day I called my mom and I said, you know, I don't know what else to do. I mean, I can't eat fish and rice every day. I'm Mexican. Like, this is ridiculous.
Dude, it's so hard.
Yeah. I can't eat tilapia still.
So hard,
because I ate it for
man.
so many years. And she said to me, well, make salsas. I said, what do you mean? Well, you like your chile. You're very good with your spices. You like guacamole. I said, I am so tired of guacamole. I cannot make guacamole because I used to do it a lot. She's like, well, make something with avocado. Make something with your chiles that you like. With something that you are going to enjoy. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
And I said, okay. And then put it on everything you eat. Everything. Because a good meal is great with a great salsa.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a taco stand. If you don't have good salsa, there's no good tacos.
There's no good tacos. And I was like, okay.
So you were mixing it up.
So I started to make my dip, my avocado dip. That is my bestseller. That's like the one that I perfection first. And I was putting it on everything. And then I made it, which a lot of people don't know. I made it keto. It was Atkins by that. Yeah, it's keto. Because I don't add any sugars or anything to any of my products. And they're all, you know, even my chips are gluten-free. And people don't know that because they think, they're salsa and chips. But I was going through my health journey. So I had to eat healthy. And
you were making things that you like.
Yes,
that was
but
flavorful,
in a healthier side.
Yeah.
And then I started to put on everything. And I started to lose more weight. And of course, even though with the sleeve, you have to take, it's just a tool.
Yeah.
Just like anything, it's a tool. Then, you know, weight creeped up a little bit a few years back. COVID, you know, kind of affected everybody in that way. My husband and I too, you know, kind of creeped up a little bit. So, you know, having a brother is in the medical field, it's really, really important. And he's always researching some way of, he has the plastic surgeon side, but then he has a weight loss management on the side too, like the side of his business. And he does peptides. And we started with peptides and it kind of helped us a little bit too.
Do you know which peptide or no?
There's so many, but one of them, the most important, was for anti-inflammatory peptide is the BPC 157 and the TB.
I'm taking that right now. I injured my knee.
Oh yes,
and I mean that is like it's like a miracle.
You know that peptide saved my gut. I had a really bad gut problems, and it's done wonders for me. And we started healing that way, and we started to just take care of ourselves. And then there's other ones that support like the muscle and support, you know, their amino acids. So they started to turn into proteins. They started to help us with the muscle and maybe not, you know, eating very clean, but then it kind of, you help it, right? So he's trying actually to do his American website. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool because I think everybody in the family in Mexico is on it. They're like, I am tired of all my family being diabetic, heart diseases, being sick, high blood pressure. I am tired. And he's very fit.
Your brother?
Yes, the oldest. And the youngest now is as fit too. He looks great. They all feel great. I feel great. I feel the best I ever felt. But again, it's a tool.
Yeah.
So we eat very clean.
Yeah.
We work out a lot.
Good.
We both go to the gym. I recently just joined another gym too, and we love it. And we do things. We go to the gym, and then one day a week, it's like, hey, babe, let's go get a bagel.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go get a bagel.
Yeah.
And we
splurge a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Spending time with my husband is one of my favorite things in the whole world. I love spending time with this person. I love to spend. I enjoy him a lot. We talk about everything and anything, and we laugh and we flirt. Yeah. And you know, it's fun, especially when you see each other and you like each other still and you're attracted to that person still. I mean, that's so important. I know a lot of people, well, he has to love me the way I am. Yeah, but...
Yeah, what are you doing?
My mom told me this. She tells me, David is a very fit guy. He's still, when I was trying to lose the weight. Yeah. And I was always very offended. You couldn't talk to me about weight.
Yeah.
And I said, well, David has nothing to say, because she asked me, well, what does David say? Well, David has nothing to say because he's my husband. He shouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
She's like, well, And I said, what? What, Mom? What? She's like, well, nobody likes to F a cow. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
I was tears, like boogers and everything. I was like sobbing that she was telling me this. But then if you think about it, there has to be a level of attraction in the couple. They have to be taking care of each other. It's taking care of, I don't want to look a certain way and then my husband look this way. And then I'm like, and I became very possessive and very jealous.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, I was very self-conscious and I didn't want to go to the gym because of this and that. So everything changed for the best because I always tell him, babe, I have given you a bunch of wives. You had a fat wife, you had a pregnant wife, you had a skinny wife, you had a fit wife. You're lucky.
You're lucky. You tried it all,
You
bro.
tried it all. And he just laughs because he tells me, I think you're beautiful. Then because when I met him, I was a big girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like a size 14. I'm a size like 2 right now.
Yeah.
I was like size 14.
Yeah. Wow.
So, and then I got bigger to a size 20, and then I got smaller, and then I got smaller, and then now what I am now, which I'm probably in the way that I was when I was in my 20s before I had kids, which I feel great.
That's amazing.
But this fit journey and stuff, I'm sure that has connected you guys in a different way now, because now you guys have a new activity that you guys do together.
I never thought it that way ever. I never thought that this would be so huge in your marriage. Sure. Like, we had things in common back then, but not really like... I remember we would go out to eat and I hated it because I didn't want him to judge me on what I was eating. And I would eat more than him. Easily. I mean, to me, 10 tacos was nothing. I can barely eat 2 now. I couldn't... sometimes I think about it. I'm like, how did I let myself do that?
Yes.
That's crazy for me,
But there's also something to say about working out with your partner or doing something hard, because it's like, so me and Aaron, we started doing jiu-jitsu 2 years ago, and same thing, it's similar. It's connected us so much because it's a hard thing. And the first 6 months, we will come home, and my mom was living with us at the time, and she would just laugh because she will have all the ice ready. We will come home and literally just lay on the couch with ice packs everywhere because we were in so much pain because we had not been working out. We were just in bad shape. I've lost about 45 pounds. She's lost 20 or 30 pounds. And
suffering together,
is really, we didn't really think about that, but it's like now we have this thing in common that we're like, hey, this last 2 years, we got through it together.
Right.
And sometimes, so like last Friday, we had a really hard workout that we did together at the gym, but we got through it together. And it was like, oh, this was fun. Like,
that's awesome. Yeah. I love that. I love to hear that. My husband had, like I said before, he had a surgery. Did I tell you guys he had a surgery 4 months ago? His tricep just snapped off the bone.
Oh, wow.
Weightlifting. And he's a heavy lifter. So, one of the things, and again, I go back to the relationship you have, I knew that he had to do some PT at the gym, and he normally was going to the gym Monday to Thursday with me. So now he's like, well, I can't go right now. And I said, why don't you come and train me?
Oh,
now, awesome. Remember, I don't like to work out with him because he kicks my ass. But I thought, I want him to be part of that because this is what we had. He would do his workouts, I did mine, but we always had that. And now we don't have it because he's injured. I said, why don't you train me? And he started training me. Okay, what are we going to do today, baby girl? What do we do? And he's a great trainer. I think that that's really his calling, I'll be honest with you. And the salsas, because he talks about the salsas more than I do. But the training is
awesome, man.
Go, babe. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Everybody wants it, but nobody wants to work for it. And that's his favorite. And he screams in the gym, and I'm like, oh, I'm right here, honey. It's like, he sees me sweating. He loves it. It's just, you just have to feel it, baby. And you have to, and he's very passionate about fitness. Right. So I love it because when people ask me, how do you get into it? It was him. I owe that to him because he's always worked out since I've known him. And he got me into that. And I'm so grateful that I listen. Yeah, right. And I wanted to do better because now it's like, it's addicting. Like when a lot of people tell me, how do you tell me you go to the gym to kind of for stress relief? It is. Because it's the only time that is for me. Absolutely 100%.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. That's right, my friend. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
It's like, it is the only time that you have for yourself. Like really, genuinely, it's just you.
Yeah.
It's your time. And if I don't go, I feel like I'm not accomplished. And we go really early. We get up at 4 a.m. and we go at 5 to 6:30. And by 9, we've done so much. I'm already working by 9. I'm already doing things and breakfast is ready. And I mean, he tells me all the time, babe, we've done so much and it's just 7 o'clock.
Yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing, though, man.
We love it.
So really, man, you bring up another good subject. What is your life from like wake up to bedtime, right? Because a lot of people, when they ask me as a, man, like, how do you run these businesses and how do you, spend time with your wife and spend time with your kids, right? Because in the middle of all that, I choose a coach and I try to coach softball as much as I can, right? But I want people to also hear from a woman's perspective, like, what is your schedule from morning to laying your head down to go to sleep?
We get up very early, 4 a.m. We go to bed around 8:30. We go lay down. We talk a little bit, or we just kind of browse the phone, or I post or whatever, right, at night, and then we go to bed. But in the morning, we get up at 4. We get ready, make some shakes, depending on the day what it is. We go to the gym. We get home around 6:30.
Okay.
I start right away making breakfast or something for the kid is going to go to high school. He walks to Freedom. And for him, for my other son and me. And then normally I get, okay, I got to go to work, go upstairs, take a shower, get ready, go to work and start working early. I like to start early because I just feel like you get more accomplished, especially when nobody's at work or nobody's emailing you, like it's better.
You're not getting interrupted.
And then I said, baby, I meal prep every Sunday. So I always have proteins and I always have my carbs and everything. So they know they eat. Baby, what do you want me to bring? I said, baby, I'm not going to be able to come down to eat. Can you bring me food? Okay. If he hears me that I'm talking or in a meeting, he just knocks a little and leaves the food in a tray or whatever in the door. Or he comes in if I'm not in a meeting, he brings me food. He knows that I need that, right? And I work all day until 5, 6, sometimes 7. Depends how busy my day is. Right now, I'm very busy. But it's a balance that you have to have at night. Baby, let's go watch a show. We watch one of our shows. We sit in the same chair. We're cuddling together. And how was your day today, baby? I missed you. And just try to spend that time with them. And it's important. It's very important. And in the weekends, we're all the weekend together. Sometimes I go have dinners with my friends, but I always want to have some time with him. Like if I go run, babe, I gotta go do this. Can you take me? And it's not because I can't go alone. It's because that's the time that I can take advantage to go with him. And he loves to drive me everywhere. Like, I always call him, he's my little bodyguard. He takes me everywhere. And I love it because it's the time that I can spend with him.
That's right.
Even if it's to run my errands, he doesn't care. He just, I think that was one of the other best decisions we made for him to retire from the military when he did. And it was just time. And he was a little nervous at the beginning, like everybody would be, right? Men have to have purpose.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I told him one day, baby, I really believe, because I'm a vision board person. I do it every New Year's. And I never put the business in a vision board. I never thought I would own a business. Never thought. Never. I never thought. And I always thought, why is this business? What is the purpose? Because I believe that everything has a purpose. Right. And I didn't know what was the purpose. And one time we were driving and I was just, he was driving and it just clicked. I have the business for my husband.
Oh.
And this is his purpose. To be a business owner and to have a purpose after being in the military for so many years. Okay. And to be happy and to be healthy and to thrive. This is why I have the business, because that is the purpose of the business, to make us happy and to bring us together, because it has brought us together. At the beginning, it was very difficult because we were bumping heads a lot about decisions of the business.
Yeah.
I was seeing one thing. I wanted to take control of things that he wanted to take control of. And once we figure it out, and I told him, listen, if this is going to create this between us,
it's not worth
I'm
it.
closing the business.
Right.
I don't give a shit about the business.
Right.
You know, you are more important to me than anything.
Right.
And then once we figure it out, it's like the perfect marriage.
Ooh,
He tells me, hey, that's not your job. Okay. Hands off. Because, you know, we tend to be a little controlling on things. And I tell him, I said, Senor, get out of my kitchen, you know, or whatever, when I'm cooking or whatever, you know, but,
oh man.
But when we prepare everything, we have the city Brentwood is our kitchen. It's the kitchen that we use. He goes there, and then I meet him after, you know, and we do all of everything there. Right. But he does not like me to get involved in his side of the business. Like, you mess it up, he tells me.
So you have a very busy day. So when do you make the salsas?
In the evening.
Yeah.
Late evenings, we go.
Is it an everyday thing, or
no? We go 2 to 3 days. Yeah, we have to. We have to do that. We just have to. We have
so
to.
If you're listening out there, it's like, I mean, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You're working out, full-time job,
cooking breakfast for everybody.
Right. So if you want a business, if you really want it, this is what it takes, right? It's sacrifice.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing some time.
That's the sacrifice, right? It's a sacrifice. And to us, you know, it has that I never thought the company was going to grow the way it has grown. I never ever thought that I would be invited to one farmer's market and accepted on the other one, which was Brentwood. That was the most difficult to get. And then invited to Lodi just because they saw me on the Lodi fair, and they're like, I would love to have you in the farmer's market. I'm like, people are in waiting lists for this.
Yeah.
I feel very blessed and very humble about it. You know, it's been a blessing. The business has been nothing but great things. Now we have down thing, you know, and up. Yes. I mean, it's a business, right? But absolutely. I cannot tell you something that it has happened that says it has been awful. I can't, because it hasn't.
Right.
It's been great. It's allowed us to meet a lot of great people, you know, and it helps because the company is profitable, and we are able to not only thought that I just wanted to sell my salsas to see if people like them.
Yeah.
You have no idea the feeling of a person coming to me. They came from San Luis Obispo.
No.
Just to see me and Martinez to buy 4 jars of salsa.
Wow.
Because she was going to have a party. I was shocked.
Where did she hear about you from?
Her sister lives in Brentwood. And her sister goes to see her and brought my products.
Oh.
And one day we were there, and then my husband says, babe, she came from San Luis Obispo. And I said, there's no way.
That's amazing.
That is a huge honor to me.
Yes.
And I still think about it. And I'm still like, it makes me cry, because I'm thinking, this is something I created.
Yeah.
And then you get Holly from Patterson.
And then Holly today, you know, my client from Patterson, like, hey girl, I'm going to be in town. Do you have this, and that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll hook you up. I'll get it for you. And I'm very, very I make myself very approachable to my clients and very easy to reach. Like, some clients are like, well, what do I get you? I said, you know, if I'm not in the market, just reach me out on Instagram. You can come pick up in my house.
Okay.
No,
they're like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm local.
Yeah.
I'm right here in Oakley. I'm local. And people sometimes get surprised. And they're like, when they come pick up, I'm so sorry. I'm like, to bother you? It's like, you're no bother at all. I work here from home. Don't worry. Just tell me what time you're going to, so I can have them ready. And that's it. And people get shocked because they're like, it's so nice. It's too easy. And I understand that, but I want them to enjoy the products as much as I do, making them for them. So
I got to ask you this question. Me and my partner, we started Ace Renovations, and there's always a level where, like, okay, like you hit the next round, right? And then you hit the next round, right? It starts to blossom, right? So we got to the point where my friend, my partner, was working, but his responsibilities needed more attention because it was growing, right? I was more of the business development. I was doing all the sales and connecting. So I put him in a corner one day and said, hey, it's been 2 months and our numbers went from here to here, right? But it's stuck here now because you're only putting in a certain amount of hours. So I think it's time for you to jump, bro. Like you gotta leave your business, you gotta leave where you're working at and jump into this full time, because the only way we get to that fourth tier is if you leave there and you're here full time, concentrating. So that way I can feed the business more work, right? And I remember him looking at me so scared, like a rabbit, like, well, I don't know, right? So I'm having to tell him, like, look, man, now is the time. We're not gonna hit our full potential if you stay here, right? If you stay doing this part-time, it's not gonna work, right? So I had this vision. I had already put all this big puzzle together, and I'm like, now is the time. Believe in it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be able to provide for you, for me, for everyone, right? And I remember him calling me, like, I'm not gonna lie, Danny, I'm a little scared, bro. I mean,
course.
my
Big
whole
decision.
family's dependent on my paycheck, right? And I was like, I need you to believe in me, bro. I need you to believe what I'm telling you, what I'm seeing, what I know, right? And it took a couple more weeks, and then he finally said, all right, man, fuck it. I'm gonna pull the trigger. I need you to come pick me up this day from work.
Wow.
I'm gonna drop off the truck, and we did it. So have you considered that yet? Have you got to that point? Or are you guys even remotely close to saying, okay, let's inject all our time here Monday through Sunday, pumping this and trying to get this thing to expand?
So I'm going to tell you, in my situation, in our situation, we're going to stay small. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
A big chain supermarket reached out to us, and they gave us two options. One was going to be, they were going to pay us per unit. It was pretty much me working for them.
Wow.
Or they wanted to share the recipes, which I wasn't going to do that.
No.
Then we realized, I said, okay, are we in this business because we want to just explode and grow in this? First, it was very attractive. We were like, oh my God, we can do this, we can do that.
Right.
But what does that mean? That means that I have to hire a pre-packer, and my products have to be shelf stable. I don't add any preservatives to my products. It takes everything away that I created, and I don't want to do that. And when I talk to people in the markets, I'm like, we love this because of what it is.
It's authentic.
You can taste more freshness than this. My peppers are from the urban edge farms, locally grown.
Yeah.
You know, I go and I take videos of these people picking them to put them in a box for me to take them. Literally, it's the most beautiful thing.
Okay.
Right? And to me, I will take that away for money. Again, I go to the material things.
No, understood.
Right? For the money. I just 100%. Can't do it. And I love my job. My full-time job is mine.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm very proud of. I love how much I've grown in my job. I still want to work. Listen, I'm a hustler. I love money. Because money makes me have a really good life.
Absolutely.
And a lot of shoes.
Shoes.
He says yes, and a lot of shoes. So I don't love money. I like money. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
It's just, to us, the business wasn't created to make wealth.
Okay.
It was created to have fun.
Okay.
It's a hobby that we never thought it was going to be so great.
Right.
So I think that because we didn't think that way, it has been more of a blessing for us, because we didn't create it to, okay, let's do this. And then now, in 15 years, if I can sell it real good, I'm going to. Recipes and everything. But for now,
we're having fun.
I told him, I have still 15 years for work.
And it's profitable too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And you can continue to grow the brand.
Right.
The brand is what people want.
Right.
That's what
I can. I have the Urban Edge sells my products. Salt and Fix sells my products. Local, stores. I want to have one in Martinez. I'm looking to have my products in Martinez because that's on the other farming market. Another one is Lodi. People come from Lodi too. I mean, I want to expand like that, to wholesale, in places where I wholesale now, local too, where they can find me not just on the farmers market, but somewhere else.
Yeah.
Especially in winter when I'm not in the farmers market, they can just go and expand. And so any small markets, touch me. Hey, Concord, Martinez, anywhere. You know,
Wicked
I want
Salsa,
to. Yeah,
baby.
Wicked Salsas. I want that. That's for me is expansion.
No, I love
Right.
it. I love
Right?
it. I love
now,
it.
do you tell me what if Costco comes to you and has a great deal for you and great deal for you? You know, it has to make sense for us.
Right.
My husband is a very smart businessman. And when it comes to numbers, he's like, babe, this is our baby. Because it's not only me, it's him too.
Right.
And if this is something that, are you going to be okay? Now remember, it's not only the salsas, it's the community.
Yeah.
It's the friendships that we see in the farmers market. That means that there's not going to be farmers markets anymore. That means that this is something that we love to do. Is it a lot of work? It's a ton of work.
I can only imagine,
Especially when the season is busy and it's summer and everybody's vibing, everybody's going, and salsas here, salsas there. It's like, I breathe, I smell salsas. It's like everything is salsas. But we love it, we enjoy it, and I think the moment that we don't is when we will sell the business.
How many salsa recipes you have or that you
5.
sell? 5?
Actually 6.
6.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about the specialty one.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
That is my mango and habanero salsa.
Yes.
And it's called Sergeant Delicious.
Sergeant
Delicious.
And it's in a camouflage. I designed the labels in a camouflage, label. It's beautiful and it has a soldier on the top. It's beautiful.
Right on.
And I did that in honor of my husband.
Right.
That's awesome.
When he was in the military, I used to call him Sergeant Delicious. And we went to a luncheon in the armory with all his commanders and everybody was there. And I called him Sergeant Delicious, and there was a silence for a minute, and everybody started bursting in laughs. And he just looked at me with his eyes like, "You just F me up for the rest of my career." So
that became his name everywhere.
everybody called him Sergeant Delicious for the next 10 years. I didn't know that I was doing that. I just called him that.
Yeah.
So I remember one time we went in there when he got promoted, and I was gonna go pin him. His commander started Sergeant Delicious, and everybody looked like the guys that were, they were look, who is that? And they was like red.
Red.
Oh. And they knew that's how I called him. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna create a salsa in your honor. And the reason why I did the mango and habanero is because he's both sweet and spicy.
Oh, right on, man.
That's
And
awesome.
I wanted to mix that. It's his favorite salsa out of all of them.
Is that one out yet or no?
Yeah, it's out,
But
but it's only seasonal because of the mango.
Oh.
Believe me, I have had requests like, can you just put frozen mangoes? Can you just do canned mangoes? And I was like, sorry. The Ataulfo mango is the mango that I use. It's called champagne mango as well. Yeah. And it comes from the end of March all the way until August. So that's when I make it. Yeah. It's huge, like high demand. Yeah. And it's a very, very fresh, I love to make it. I love to make it. I don't love to peel all the mangoes that I have to peel because they're all by hand. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Everything is by hand because it's only him and me, right? And he loves it too. I'm very proud of that salsa, but it's only the seasonal, so I have 5. Yeah. We are talking about working on a new product. I just have to know all of the paperwork, administrative speaking, like all of the permits and everything because it's food. Yeah. So
it'd be awesome for you to come up with your own version of tajin, but like a wicked tajin.
Wicked tajin. Huh. I never thought about that. Well, this product is more something. So I was.
It is.
Okay. It's a jalapeno bean dip.
Oh man. Yes.
Yes. So I was very, very popular with my friends and family for my salsas and for my bean dip.
Okay.
Always. Can you bring, when they tell you potluck, just bring something? Yeah. I knew already. I didn't have to ask.
Man, I've been inviting myself to your guys' house for dinner one time,
so
bro.
So good. Man. So I'm just trying to see what I need, permits, what and stuff, just to be able to bring it. And we're probably going to be adding it to. I'm excited about it. I don't know. I'm going to work on it in winter to see what I can do or have to do to add it to the permits and stuff. So I'm excited, but we'll see. We'll see. So
that's going to rock and roll. That's going to rock and roll, man.
Yeah. I'm excited. And they love it in my house there. I make it. My daughter comes to see me just because I told her I make some bean dip.
But we don't need a permit. We accept
Donations.
Yeah.
Right? I know. It's so good. I mean, who doesn't like bean dip?
It's tamale season, so we need some salsas. We need to load up.
So
we
when
need to
you
load
get
up.
tamales, you find a good tamales, add the avocado dip on them.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
It's
all the
like the
time.
best thing. It's just so comforting. And
I like
so
the
good.
avocado
So,
dip with. I make a al pastor salad.
Oh yes, as a dip, as a dressing.
As a dressing.
I tell people mix it with the Wicked Red. The Wicked Red and the avocado dip mix onto a salad is I can't even explain it.
Okay.
It's so good. I take my avocado stash to the sushi places and
You do?
I don't care.
So let's talk about the awards you won.
Yeah.
Right. What awards have you won, and where and how did you get invited, or what was it all about?
I had no clue about Best of Brentwood when I started.
Okay.
I had no clue. So this is run by the local newspaper, I believe. Best of Brentwood. They go and they vote for you. People they go and they vote for the best salsa, the best. So the first year I had only like 6 months in the business, and I won, I believe, was the bronze. And then I saw who would they make me compete against? So they're restaurants.
Oh.
I was like, well, that's not fair, right? These are restaurants. And I was like, okay, well, that's okay. I mean, that's kind of cool that they don't even mention. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy, like, okay, I at least I got something, right? Well, I won the gold every year after that. And they just called me to tell me that I won the gold this year.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So
on.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
And this is all, the votes are just the people.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
The people that try, the people that know me, the people that have, experienced my products. That's pretty much who they vote. And I found, I've won every year, the best of Brentwood. Yeah.
That's
right
awesome.
on.
And my competitors are still restaurants. I always judge. I used to always judge a restaurant by the salsas and the chips, especially at a Mexican restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have a good salsa, and you doubt the whole menu. You're like, oh, I don't know.
100%.
So I think that's also why I am so passionate about mine, because the spicy one, right? I wanted something that it was going to be spicy, but with a lot of flavor. You can't stop eating it.
Yeah.
Even though it's
addicting,
crying and mocos and everything, but you're just eating it. And I never found something like that. I always feel like they're so spicy you can even taste your food.
Yeah.
Or they're not spicy at all, or they're just tomato or whatever, but because...
Oh, it tastes like vinegar.
Right. So because it's something that I'm very passionate about, the flavors.
Yeah.
You have to taste everything, we from the charcoal of the peppers to the tomatoes and the quality of everything. It's just, I'm very proud of it because I put a lot of love in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have this thing that we do when we're kind of getting close towards the end. Mm-hmm. I want you to look into this camera.
Okay.
And I want you to talk to yourself 10 years from now. You're sending your message. You're sending yourself a message, all the things you wish you have done already, you should have done, the goals that you have in mind, where you plan to be in 10 years. And, just so that way in 10 years, we're going to hit you up and say, hey, we got a message for you,
Okay. So what I want to do in 10 years?
Yeah. Where
what are your hopes for yourself in 10 years? So what do you hope you accomplish by then? Where you've been in your life? You're basically just sending a message to your future self. And
okay. So I am going to, because I'm not going to say I wish, I'm going to
That's right.
Stay married with my beautiful husband. I'm going to continue to be happy, continue to be the best I could be, living my best life, continue to just be kind and be proud of what I've accomplished so far and what I'm going to accomplish. And in 10 years, hopefully I'll be a grandma.
Right on. Yeah.
That's the next step.
Yep.
That would be great. We just
That's
got
awesome.
the news we're going to be grandparents. So
Hey!
Oh, congratulations. That's
Very, very excited.
amazing.
Congratulations.
Very
How does that
excited.
make you feel?
You know, it makes me feel old first. And then I thought about it, I'm going to be a pretty cool grandma.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be a pretty cool grandma. And, we're
Absolutely.
young enough to be able to spend time with the kids and taking places. And, we're
And healthy enough.
yeah, healthy enough. Amen. Yes, for sure. And we have so much love to give, to our kids and their babies. And, we're just excited. We're excited, very, very excited. Then one thing that my husband and I always said every time that we do something is lemonade. And I mentioned that, and that's because we have lemons and we always make lemonade.
Absolutely.
Whether it's bad, good, or indifferent, we always try to make the best of the situation that we are in. Whether I'm listening or he's listening or we're both like stubborn or whatever, we always come out at the end.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll move on. We'll learn from this. And we always say lemonade when we cheer. So that's our thing,
So I'm going to ask you a deep question. You don't have to answer
Okay.
it, right? But it's up to you. But I like to ask this question because sometimes it just makes you think a little different. If you were to pass away today, how would you want your family, your husband, your kids, your grandkids to remember you?
I would like them to remember me as a fighter, a woman that never gave up, a woman that loved deeply and hard, and a woman that was loyal to them and loved them to the end.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, my family is everything to me.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
If you won $100 million today, what are the first 3 things you're doing with your money?
Yeah, my husband is not going to agree with this.
Buy a lot of shoes.
But I will go to different institutions to donate half of it.
Yeah.
First of all.
It's a lot of money.
I think there's just too much to do, too many people to help, especially kids. Kids are our, we have little kids that come into our booth and we play with them all the time. They know that we have chips to give them and they look for us.
That's beautiful.
We love children are the future and you just, you gotta just help. I think the second thing will be helping the family. The family, siblings, mom, dad, whatever. Whenever we need to help. And I know that he's not going to agree with this. And the third one will be just to invest in ourselves and, grow either the business or not, or travel or enjoy our lives and take care of our kids and make sure the kids are secured and the grandkids and everything. But I think that when you have something so powerful as money can be, people make a lot of mistakes because they forget where they came from. They forget how they struggle and they just spend it in the wrong things.
Absolutely.
I believe that when you give back, you always will get back 100-fold.
Yes.
It's an old belief. I've always been very superstitious about it, and I believe that when you take care of people, they will take care of you.
Absolutely.
Some they won't. Some people you're going to cross with ungrateful people. You're going to, it's going to happen. People are people, right? And like I said, sugar looks like salt. So it's you're going to find people like that. But I think that when you go with your heart open and you take care of things, it's just, I see too many kids abandoned, too many sick kids, too many things that are just not right. And I will be very involved. I will be very, very involved. It's just, sometimes we think about it, with my husband, I talk about, oh my God, we win the lottery. We're going to do this, we're going to do that.
All of us.
And then sometimes I tell him, honey, we already did. We already won the lottery.
Hell yeah.
We already won it. You don't ever know. Maybe money would have changed us. Maybe money would have make you different, make me different. I think we already won the lottery with us and with our life. We're not rich, but we work really hard and we make the best out of situations, and that's all we can do. And we keep living.
What does the word love mean to you?
Love is sacrifice, is understanding, is being humble, is taking sometimes, a back step, taking the other, being silence. Sometimes is love. Sometimes love is fighting for what you believe or fighting for your people. Love has so many meanings, really. Love is loyalty. Yeah. And definitely love is, just the power to unite your family or your friends or
You hitting home runs left and right, Norma.
yeah.
What is the best advice anybody's ever given you?
Yes.
The best advice anybody has given me. So 2 people have given me these 2 advice. The first one was my mother. My mother always told me, very, very young. I've heard this so much, it was engraved in my brain. She told me, remember, there will be people that will be prettier, stronger, richer, smarter than you. So stay humble and keep working on yourself. Especially when I was maybe not doing the right thing or something, like don't get too high on yourself because the fall is really painful. She would tell me that a lot. And all this in Spanish, right? So I'm trying to translate it. And she would tell me, she would tell me also, don't be always smart and think with your head, but always follow the heart. Like, believe in yourself. And she has all these sayings, my mom. And then the
Your
other
mom's
person,
very wise woman.
very wise, very, very also very wise. My grandma was too. And she always, but my mom is like very nonchalant, like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Can you do something about it? No.
You can't control
And why
it.
are you worried?
Yeah.
But it's so hard not to worry, right?
It takes time to learn that.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other person, the other advice that I was giving is when I was feeling very down or I doubt myself, is my husband. He's always like, you are one of the smartest people I know. You can do it. You go get them. Now remember, he tells me, people are people. And you cannot expect them to give you what you give them. So, because then you'll be hurt.
Yeah.
And it has happened many times where I've been hurt by friendships and stuff. And he tells me, babe, you cannot expect the same treatment because people are people. You have to just give yourself and be yourself. And I don't want you to be yourself, but you have to protect yourself because then you get disappointed.
Yeah.
And you're a good person, and sometimes you're not going to get that treatment. You're investing in this person, but that person is not investing in you. Right. It's like one-sided. That's not fair.
And they might be in a different part of their life where they're just not able to give you that because whatever they're going through.
Because friendships have come back to me and said, listen, I was a bad friend 2 years ago, but I want to try to be your friend again. I mean, they have come back to me and said that. Yeah. So, but he has always told me that, and I've always struggled with that, with not being hurt because I give so much of me, but then I'm like, she couldn't even call me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
But 100%. He's very like, listen, like his biggest say is people are people, and people are sometimes very, very, very one-sided. So you have to kind of protect yourself.
So on the flip side of that, what's the worst advice you've ever gotten from someone about life or relationship or business, whatever? Have you ever had someone that gave you some really bad advice and you like think about it now, like, man, that was really bad?
Yes. These were friends, normally friends, at that age when you're young, they don't really want the best for you. You don't know that until then. But when I was trying to make the decision to get married and to leave the house, because I just, my friends were like, oh yeah, it's going to be so fun. Just get married and just leave and have this great life. And I was like, oh yes, okay, maybe I should do that.
Right.
But in hindsight, when I think about it, I would do it all over again, because if no, I would have never come to the United States.
Yeah.
I would never met my husband. I would never have my kids. So really, I really feel like there is no such a thing as bad advice or bad decisions. There's just learning and growing pains. Yeah. I mean, you have to have those bad decisions. You have to have those bad moments and bad
choices
to learn and to make better. If you don't have them, then you don't know.
Well, good steel is forged in the fire.
There you go.
You don't have a fire, you don't have good steel.
That's right.
Man, so we have this segment too where I want to give you your flowers, right?
Okay.
I'm literally giving you flowers here. Your story has been phenomenal, right? Where you started, where you come from. You had every chance to quit, get on a bus, and go back home, right? But you made a decision, a tough decision that most people would run from. But you stayed, you challenged yourself, you took care of your kid, you challenged yourself to learn English, you worked hard, right? And therefore you made a great man, right? You had every opportunity to quit on yourself, right? You kept believing in yourself, you kept pushing yourself, right? You're the epitome of a really, really, really strong woman in my eyes, right? And you're the kind of woman that I talk to my girls about, and my wife about, like, my wife's a strong woman as well. And that's why I try to tell my daughters, it's so important for a woman to be strong, right? Not just here, but here, So I want to give you your flowers for that. What you're doing in your life, the point you're at right now, you can tell by the answers, you got a really big heart. You care, right? Anyone who comes to your door asking for food, you're gonna figure a way to give them food, right? I mean, and to me, that's very beautiful and very respectable. Most importantly, commendable. So I give you your flowers, man, just for being a bright person here, and the fact that I've gotten to know you this interview. I thank you guys very much for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for your time.
Your positivity is just blinding.
Yes, it's a bright light. It's a bright light.
So much.
So for anyone and everyone, all the millions of people listening right now, how can they find you? Where can they go to find you? What number can they contact? What avenues? Tell them right here in that camera right there.
I'm an open book. My phone number, my cell phone, my personal cell phone is on my website.
Yes.
normaswickedsalsas.com. I am in Brentwood Farmers Markets on Saturday from 9 to 1 now, since it's the winter schedule. And then we're in Martinez on Sunday from 9 to 1. And we're going to be there until the week of Thanksgiving. Then we take a break from the farmers market, but production never stops. So we continue to make our orders. We deliver free deliveries all around town, local, every other weekend throughout March. And then March, we start all over again in the farmers markets. You can find us at Salt and Fig in downtown Brentwood. They carry our products, and the Urban Edge in Walnut Boulevard.
Beautiful.
Oh, let's say, what was the name of your mango salsa again for everybody?
Sergeant Delicious.
Sergeant Delicious, baby.
yeah.
Hey, this is Danny. This is
Angel.
This is the Roots of Ambition. We sat down with Norma from Wicked Salsas. Thank you for your time again.
Thank you.
Everybody, anytime you doubt yourself, remember yourself to believe in yourself. Believe. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Remember, burn the ships, take the risk, roll the dice. Let's go, baby.
Like, follow, and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Thank you. This was an amazing conversation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Sam.
Let's go.
That says you were made for more. No map in hand, just guts and a vision. No plan B, just the roots of ambition.